The introduction to this video was originally going to be me reading Doki Doki Literature Club's Steam description. However, I've recently realized the only word that can describe my reading of it is cringe. And as such, here it is anyway, but without any editing because if I had to listen to this one more time, I will jump out my nearest window. Enjoy. Hi, Monica here. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's always been a dream of mine to make something special out of the things that I love. Now that you're a club member, you can help me make that dream come true in this cute game. Every day is full of chit-chat and fun activities with all of my adorable and unique club members. Sayori, the youthful bundle of sunshine who values happiness the most. Natsuki, the deceivingly cute girl who packs an assertive punch. Yuri, the timid and mysterious one who finds comfort in the world of books. And, of course, Monica, the leader of the club. That's me! I'm super excited for you to make friends with everyone and help the Literature Club become a more intimate place for all my members. But I can tell already that you're a sweetheart. Will you promise to spend the most time with me?
Your dad's
My dad would beat the shit out of me if he found this! Oh yeah, reopen it.
No, I uninstalled it.
Oh my god, no!
Cause I ain't gonna get fucking JavaScript by herself hanged. So, how we going, Sayori? You wanna go on a date? Huh? You're looking splendid today.
Looking fresh. She's looking funky fresh.
You're looking dapper.
Is that ribbon new?
So what the hell is this, you might be wondering? What kind of cursed timeline do we live in, where BMC can become obsessed with an anime game? I'll tell you what kind. The best kind, because it created drama, camaraderie, and memes at the same time. But what is this legendary game? What caused it to become a meme? What caused it to become relevant in the first place? Why is it still around? And why is Rarish a weeaboo? All that and more on whatever the hell this is. Alright, first things first. What are we even talking about? Well, it should be obvious, you read the title, didn't you? But for the few of you still uninformed, I'll give a quick summary. In case you want to learn more, there are lots of videos out there that go into this game in depth, as well as its various intricacies. Doki Doki Literature Club, on the outside, looks like one of those games that would only be played by 23-year-old weeaboos and 12-year-old boys who can't figure out how to download the Fortnite sex mod. However, extremely fortunately, the game is not like that at all, otherwise I probably wouldn't be talking about it, at least not like this. As you venture deeper into the game, it becomes much more disturbing and distorted in more ways than one until this happens. The game was praised for its, at the time, quite novel approach to fourth wall breaking, and this, combined with it being a game about anime girls, made it an absolute hit. Due to this, the game was able to bring in quite a large audience, drawing in not only the aforementioned 12-year-old boys, but also 15-year-old horror fans who actually want an excuse to look at anime girls. Wait, why is there a picture of me on the screen? Now, before I move on, I think it's important for me to give another quick summary of the four main characters, besides the narrator. You have Sayori, your childhood friend who likes hanging out with you, maybe a bit too much, who is the only reason that you're in this mess. Natsuki, the resident asshole of the club, and therefore best character, who'd probably be a bit nicer if she didn't subsist off of air and nothing else. Yuri, the only one actually interested in literature whose tastes are a bit edgy. And Monica, who is currently hacking my computer as we speak and transferring all of my money to a Nigerian prince. As well as this, DDLC is somewhat of a parody of dating sims themselves. I won't go too far into this, but wouldn't it be ironic if a game that's known for being a parody of dating sims were changed and expanded a bit so that it became an actual dating sim? But that's for the next video! The anti-anime bias in BMC that's existed since the degeneracy crusades of old has slowly been decaying over the past months. As a result, Rule 6, or as it's commonly known, the anti-anime rule, has become enforced less and less. This general dissipation of the anti-anime attitude, combined with the fact that not everyone was willing to let go of it so easily, particularly one very important person, meant that there was going to be some sort of schism between the two sides, and that event came on July 4th, 2020. This event was, of course, caused by BMC's resident village idiot and punching bag, Para. And the event in question was when he decided to play Doki Doki Literature Club, under the assumption that it was an actual dating sim. So our boy Para dragged the rest of his Romanian band of brothers into the voice chat so they could all play the game together, and eventually the rest of us wondered what was going on and joined in too. And thus the server-wide meme that is DDLC was born. Now this should probably be the part of the video where all the dumb shit we did is talked about and also shown on screen because, you know, there was someone who was supposed to be recording this, right? Well, unfortunately, that person is a massive dumbass and didn't record very much from this playthrough, and what they did record was, well, it wasn't that good. Apart from some of the stuff, which I've already shown off, but I'll have a stern talking to them. Hopefully they do better next time. And don't worry, they will. For now, we shall instead go through the illustrious individuals involved with this playthrough, and also the memes that spawned from it. We of course have our protagonist, Para, who once he learned that this was a horror game, began alt-tabbing every 5 minutes in order to avoid the jump scares that never really came. I keep seeing Para light up, but he's not saying anything.
He's fucking scared.
We have Para's, I guess, enabler, Raresh, who was really into one of the characters in the game in multiple ways, but I'll get into that later. Every nerve burns with anticipation. I can almost feel her lips on my... No, what's that noise?
No! He got boo-booed.
We break apart the moment all but gone.
Who is it?
I forgot my present, sorry.
I'm gonna fucking kill myself. No.
Hey guys, I forgot my present, sorry.
Rest in peace, sex!
Bro,
No
aimless.
sex! Me laughing is one of the worst sounds to ever grace the ears of mortal men. Moving on, we have one of the few good things to come from this experience, Mr. Cap, our own man of 1,000 voices, who decided to randomly hop in the chat and subsequently became a legend.
Listen here, you don't have to worry too much. I have 100% faith in you, like I have faith in Irene Foster to get a good Brexit deal.
The girl, who's apparently called Natsuki, fully turns a glare to me and narrows her eyes.
And to round out this quadarchy of voice acting mega talent, we have, me, whose only skill in life is knowing how to sound like a complete asshole. It did at least serve me well here. Can you all just shut up?
Oh my god.
I'm really freaking sick of this. How can you guys be so rude?
Wow.
Shut up,
We're trying our best to show you something amazing here, and you're just going to stomp all over our hard work like that? Blame the echo on Frisia not having any headphones. Speaking of which, Frisia, Name, Kaiserus, and Mashu all lended their voices to this experiment as well. And of course, there were many other people that watched, because this is the type of train wreck you just cannot look away from. But I guess it's time to move on to the memes that this playthrough spawned. The main one created from this, whatever you want to call it, aside from Para being a massive pussy, was the glorious nation of Rhodesia. The genesis of this meme, if I remember correctly, was when Cap and Frisia decided that playing the Shangani Patrol in voice chat would be really funny. And they were absolutely correct. This, in the long run, has resulted in a lot of us listening to a lot of Rhodesian patriotic music while in the voice chats, and I think many of us have grown fond of it. This also led to the proposed creation of Doki Doki Bush War, which is basically just you and the girls going to Zimbabwe to overthrow the Mugabe government and re-establish the glorious state of Rhodesia. But back to Para being a pussy, this might be the best moment that I captured on recording for this playthrough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, I'm not streaming.
Gotta mute the bot.
Yeah, cause it crashed. You
bro.
read
Yeah, we did it. Oh my god! Ah! Oh fuck! Ah! No!
This is so impressive.
Epic. As well as this, recently, Sirius proposed making a BMC dating sim. Now this has kind of gone forward, but at the same time, no one's actually started work on it. We've all just been speculating about what we want the plot to be. But of course, there's always one thing that you can expect when you and the boys are playing a game with more than one female main character. Now, in a situation such as this, filled with a bunch of teenage boys who haven't really been in many relationships, the argument was inevitable. Because, my friends, the only thing more addicting than anime pussy is arguing about which anime pussy is the best. And thus, this argument kicked off when the almighty Raresh HD Mapping declared his undying love for Yuri. Now, I won't comment on the choice itself right now, I've done enough of that as is, although I will say that it did lead to some very funny moments down the line. But moving on. In response to this donning of gleaming white armor, the rest of us, or maybe just me, started to make fun of Yuri relentlessly because we're assholes, and such was created the best waifu poll. The poll started off relatively serious, or as serious as you can get with a topic like this, but eventually degenerated into us voting Natsuki in order to fuck over Raresh, who then deleted the poll. I'd also be remiss not to mention Para's immediate change of loyalties, from initially voting Sayori to then changing his vote to Natsuki once he realized that the Sayori profile picture he'd put on was actually one of Natsuki. Now, what consequences did this war have? Apart from putting our game sessions in jeopardy due to the fact Brazilian thought maybe we were actually becoming weebs, really nothing. After this, the waifu war kind of ended. However, one person carried their obsession forward and to new heights. I won't say who it was, but it should be obvious. However, this war also had one side effect that absolutely no one saw coming. The destruction of the Rareplex family. It's currently unknown who will pay child support for Para. Luckily, this seems to be the only casualty of the war, apart from everyone else's dignity. And thus ended the greatest conflict of our generation. This waifu war wasn't exactly well perceived by everyone, and in fact, was seen by some as the return of degeneracy. As such, the server was split into two main groups, those that thought continuing to play the game would turn the server into MGE on steroids, and those that still thought we were playing the game ironically, essentially conspiracy theorists and weeaboos. The quote-unquote God Emperor himself even made a statement saying that if the trend continued into August he would be forced to do something, and that never happened. It all finally came to an end on July 9th, when the playthrough ended. This ending was, well, I guess hoped by some to be the absolute end of DDLC within BMC, but fortunately, or maybe unfortunately, depending on who you are, it was not, as we soon discovered the DDLC modding community. But that's a story for another time. So what happened here? Basically just a bunch of idiots decided that it was actually a good idea to socialize with their fellow man. And by socialize, I mean play a pseudo-dating sim together. For once, it actually worked, and now this server has something else to look forward to besides nothing else, okay? This server's fucking dead. I joke, of course, but this has actually been going for about a month, and it's been somewhat frequent, which is rare for this server in terms of events. Very rare. But hey, at the end of the day, this isn't the worst thing that could have happened to the server. We could be playing an actual dating sim instead, after all. Ah, fuck!